Good afternoon. Allow me to say that if I'm unable to express audible, clear, and reasonable words about Reverend Eugenio Tomas Mbulo, it is not someone's fault. But the time allocated to offer this remembrance is not enough to describe everything regarding this giant of faith and mission. I was assigned by the Mbulo's family to speak at this service of remembrance and resurrection. But since I received this assignment, I must confess I was restless. My restlessness was out of the fact that I had to speak at this platform about a giant citizen of Mozambique, a father of a boy and 3 girls, namely David, Angelina, Matilde, and Dulce, a grandfather of 2 grandchildren, a giant husband of a giant woman, the first female bishop of the United Methodist Church in the continent of Africa, Bishop Joaquina Philip Nyanala, my predecessor, and who honors her husband with her physical presence, her psychological, mental, and spiritual presence in this sanctuary. Reverend Eugenio Tomas Mbulo, who now rests peacefully in the Lord, is not somebody who can be fully described in 300 seconds, which is 5 minutes. No talented or skilled woman or man can adequately give a panoramic view and a blueprint of a giant like him. Born and raised by the peasant parents in a rural area of Inhambane province in Mozambique, he attended primary school at Kambini Mission Center of the United Methodist Church. He then went to Maputo to pursue his studies. While in Maputo, Reverend Eugenio Tomas Mbulo was a very committed church leader who taught in Sunday schools, led the youth at the local and conference levels. Potentially, it was during this time that he received the call for pastoral ministry. He was granted a scholarship with his family, and they left Mozambique to attend theological studies in Gibanga School of Theology in Liberia. While in Liberia with the family, the civil war raged around them, and the Mbulos had to flee to the neighboring country, Ghana, in order to find safety and completion of their diploma studies in theology. Reverend Eugenio then went to do his bachelor's degree in theology at St. Paul Theological College in Limuru, Kenya, and immediately following which, Reverend Eugenio, he did his master's in theological studies at Nairobi Evangelical Graduate School of Theology, again in Kenya. Reverend Eugenio was an excellent father and a man whose presence brought peace and safety, and even in the most of uncertain times. In honoring their father, his children spoke of a feeling of security within their home because of the calmness and strength he carried even when war raged around in Liberia. His love for his family was their shield, his faith their anchor. The Council of Bishops pauses today to remember Reverend Eugenio Tomas Mbulo, a giant with unwavering support for his family, especially during those days and years when Reverend Eugenio and his wife, now Bishop Nanala, were doing their studies in Kenya. Reverend Eugenio set aside his own obligations so that his wife, now Bishop Nanala, could achieve hers. And he did so with love, passion, and grace. Though an African man, he stayed home, cooked, cleaned, and washed the family's clothes. He understood the relevance of his collaboration at the household, undeterred by the teasing of friends who didn't understand the depth of his devotion and love for the family. This giant now rests in peace. A true definition of service and humility was found in Reverend Mbulo, a man who loved his wife and his children. Reverend Eugenio, as a church leader, demonstrated the capacity to care for God's church and God's children, starting from his own household, managing it well, keeping his children submissive, obedient, and respectful. Brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, today we gather to remember a courageous leader, a courageous husband and a father. Reverend Eugenio's belief paved the way for his family and his children and his grandchildren as well. He paved the way for many, regardless of their race, gender, and origin, wherever he was, not only in Mozambique, but across the countries within our denominations. Yes, Reverend Eugenio paved your way and paved my way as well. Some of those who have known him will certainly remember his melodious voice when he sang praises and joyful songs, obviously accompanied by his wife, Bishop Nanala. Some of those precious moments were, and when one would remember, certainly will be some reminiscent of their youth when they journeyed together in the youth ministry. Through music, they shared their memories, their joys, their love and hope with everybody. This giant now rests in peace. Reverend Eugenio Tomas Mbulo was a blessing to our Episcopal area, a blessing for the United Methodist Church while he lived this earthly life. He touched many lives, transformed many people and communities, and left a legacy which will remain till the end of ages. The United Methodist Church in our Episcopal area and across the denomination appreciates Reverend Eugenio Mbulo, his ministry, and the work within the church. A friendly father, a husband, a grandfather, a pastor, and a teacher, because he did many, many things. He left a legacy of courage, of humility, and of unwavering love for us all. Reverend Eugenio, rest in peace. Amen.